This was meant to find you when it does find you. Messages from your higher self. Messages from the version of you you want to be. Messages from yourself that have the manifestations you're manifesting. They already have it. Okay? If you're new to Pickacard readings, you're going to choose which one of these 3 piles you are most drawn to. 1, 2, or 3. Go down in the comment section, click that pile or piles. It'll bring you right to your reading. Keep in mind, this is a general collective reading for thousands of people. So some details may resonate and some may not. That's because it's for someone else. But if you would like to book a personal reading with me, information to book is in the description box. You can also subscribe, turn on that notification bell so you don't miss videos like this or when I'm live doing $11 mini readings. Welcome in, everyone. Hey, Angel Cake. Hey, Pluto. I will help you guys pick, but once I start reading, then I will not help pick anymore. Hey, Anna. Hey, Captain K. So, let's see. Discover top 10. 1, 2, or 3. 2. Hey, Niven. Thank you, everyone, for liking the video. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for sharing. And thank you for those of you putting the timestamps. I appreciate the support, everyone. I'm doing great today. The kids just started going back to school today. My daughter had her first day of first grade today, so I'm excited to see how she liked it in a couple of hours. Okay. All right, I don't think anyone else wanted help, right? And Mercury's ending. Yay, Mercury retrograde. Still got Saturn, I think, but at least we don't have so much at once. Remember how I told you my car got stolen a while back? This is how Mercury retrograde's doing me. After it got stolen and I paid to get it out of the impound, then my car started overheating, fixed that, and then somebody sideswiped me when I was in a parking lot and there was no cameras. This was all in like a 2-week span, so it's interesting. Anyways, I'm not too worried about it. I just think it's really weird. Anna, 1, 2, or 3. You're a mix of 2 and 3. All right, we're gonna start with pile 1 now, everyone. Pile 1. Ooh. Messages from your higher self. I'm hearing a Rihanna song and I'm trying to think of how the lyrics go. The money, the fame, the clothes, the cars. That's how it goes. I don't remember what song that is. If anyone knows, let me know. But I am channeling that song. Is it Run This Town by Rihanna? That might be what it is. Or is it Hard by Rihanna? Hard. Somebody said Hard by Rihanna. Okay, so it might be Hard. It's either Hard or Run This Town. I don't know. It's one of those 2 songs. I don't think it'd be hard to look it up, though, if you guys wanted to know. Somebody else said it's Hard. So I'm hearing Hard by Rihanna. Da-da-eh-eh. Hey, shorty. Look at that. This version of you is rich. The higher version of you has a lot of money that's coming through. And since I was channeling that song by Rihanna, you may have the life that everyone wants for this pile. The money, the fame, the clothes, the cars. More than enough of what you want. Abundance in all areas of your life. And if it really is that song hard, which whether it is or not, I think people in the comment section said it for a reason, because maybe both songs apply. But she's saying I'm so hard, which means you're unbothered. You know, if you're right now sensitive to criticism or hate, that's not this version of you that's coming through. This version of you does not care. If you're very sensitive, this version of you coming through is not sensitive. Somebody could say the most meanest thing to this version of you, and this version of you doesn't even care a little bit. This version of you is saying you have some anxiety about money. You have some fear and worries around money or stability. This version of you is saying you're playing small. You have a lack of planning. You have a lack of foresight, which is creating unexpected delays and obstacles to long-term goals. Once you get rid of feeling fear when spending money, fear when checking your bank account, scarcity when doing these things, this is when you're going to actually start achieving it. This version of you coming through plans for the long term. And they don't just plan in the material world. They're doing their planning in the spiritual realm. In the realm where there's nothing. Right? In the realm where nothing is created yet, because it's not a material realm. This version of you did a lot of work to get to where they are by doing spiritual things. This version of you is the total opposite of you now. Some of you have, if you take a personality test, you could be what is it? IF. You could have IF as your first letters of a personality test, which means that you are intuitive and sensitive. And this, I'm telling you, this version of you coming through is not like that. It's a completely different personality than what you have now. So what this version of you is telling you is to start changing your personality. How do you do that? What makes up a personality, guys? It's your emotions. It's your thoughts. It's your actions. Most of people's thoughts and emotions are repeated from yesterday. Like 80 or 90% of your thoughts and emotions you also had yesterday. So if you can realize that and change that and become the creator of your reality, everything will change. Hey, wifey. So this version of you now needs to work on feeling powerful as well. Because you're so sensitive and empathic, it's also a weakness. It's a weakness of yours to be this sensitive and empathic. That's what this version of you is saying. They're letting you know this. That doesn't mean become cold-hearted completely, right? But it's basically like forming a shell. I'm so hard. This is also about low energy. So this version of yourself has high energy. First off, take your vitamins. If you need to go to the doctor and get tested to see if you have any low vitamins, that may be something you need to do. Some of you may have low iron. Some of you may have low, is it vitamin B? I think that's what I'm hearing. So you need to work on 1, feeling powerful. 2, getting rid of anxieties and fears. 3, getting rid of the sensitivity. Why? By changing your thoughts around it. By changing the way you react to things. By changing the way you think about things. Even if it feels like you're lying to yourself at first, that's what you need to do. Okay? Because if something bothers you and you're like dwelling on it, like this bothered me, this pissed me off. This version of you looks at it as this is stupid. Why am I wasting my energy on caring about this? I don't care. And if something bothers you, you need to have that mindset and those thoughts. And eventually, it won't be a lie. It'll be real. Because you'll train yourself to actually think that way about things. I'll be on live for mini readings, most likely tonight around 9:30, 10 p.m. Those of you asking. So, anything else this version of yourself wants to say to you? Yeah, you got to get rid of these lower emotions. It's mostly by just changing the thoughts you've had from the day before. Paranoia, exhaustion, fatigue, lack of motivation. And a lot of that as well is, like I said, lacking some type of vitamin. This is also about poor planning and untapped talents. You have talents you have not tapped into. You have talents you don't realize you have. You have talents, but you don't believe in these talents. You don't think it's good enough because you haven't perfected it yet. A lot of you, this could have to do with your voice. You chose blue. Maybe you just haven't learned how to control your voice fully. So I think you guys also need to work on planning things correctly. Did you know that when you make a plan, you have to plan for everything that could go wrong as well? That's the correct way to make a plan. And if there's a spiritual law, and I don't remember exactly what the law was. But when you make a plan, you're going to have 3 failures in that plan. 3 things are going to go wrong at separate times because of balance. So you do have to be prepared for, if things go wrong, what am I going to do? What's the way through that? And this is also about lack of confidence. So you need to lie to yourself. Do some mirror work. This version of yourself has said a lot of positive affirmations in front of the mirror to get to where they are. Okay? So I'm going to leave this pile here. She's telling you, he or she is telling you exactly what you need to stop doing and start doing. She gave you the advice. You have to take it now. He or she, right? Or they. All right, let's go to the next pile. Ooh, pile 2. Let's get some messages from your higher self. Some of you are feeling like you're doing everything by yourself, and this is making you stressed. So, for one, you need to let people help you. Who cares if you have to ask for help? Ask for help. If you feel like people throw it in your face later, who cares? If they do that, they're showing you an old version of yourself where you could have done that to people. Let's see what else. You think by working more, you're going to get more rewarded. And that's not always the case, guys. Because do you see how many people barely put in work, but they get their manifestations quicker than the people putting in a lot of work? Because there's no resistance. They're not chasing, they're attracting. Thank you so much for that donation, Sun Love Stars. That saying is there for a reason. I don't chase, I attract. You think by doing all this work, putting in all this time and effort, that you're going to get more? That is not the case. I can tell you from experience, this is not the case. Do you have to put in some work? Yes. You can't do nothing and expect manifestations. But overworking, doing too much? No. You don't have to do that. That's actually creating more resistance, because then you're not aligned energetically. To get what you want, you have to, okay, if the world is a mirror, to get what you want, you have to already be embodying that energy. So if you're in the energy of feeling like, I have to keep working to get it, that means you don't feel like you have it, therefore you're not attracting it. 1212. Yes, there's an imbalance. Temperance in reverse, there's an imbalance. You need to check back into realigning. You're not aligned right now to your goals, to what you want, to your dream life. You're not fully aligned right now. This is about extremes. You feel like you have to go to the extremes to achieve something. That is not the truth. You need to get rid of that mindset. That's a belief system that a lot of people actually have that keeps people in the financial matrix. This is also, in some cases, about alcoholism or addiction. So that could be another thing throwing off your energy if you're overeating, if you are overspending, if you are overworking, if you're over drinking alcohol, if you're overly hanging out with people, you know, anything could be an addiction. You need to realize how you're doing that to feel temporary highs and stop doing that. So first, what do you need to do is see, where are you overworking yourself? Where are you overindulging? Is it work? Are you giving in too much in love? Are you giving too much with food? Are you eating too much food? Where are these imbalances? First, you have to recognize it. 2, stop feeling resistance. How do you stop feeling resistance? That's the big question, right? It's simply deciding. It's simply deciding. It really is that easy, guys. It's also trusting and surrendering. You know what affirmations will help you at night while you're sleeping? Is to play affirmations for surrendering and trusting the universe, trusting that things will work out. Because I think you're lacking trust here. Some of you may be overindulging in social media, scrolling. Some of you are overindulging in tarot readings. You know, you have to take this how it will fit for you. But you need to chill with the overindulging, whatever it is. Maybe the overindulging could be working too much too, right? Here's that money scarcity. There's nothing wrong with saving money. I want to say that. But don't save it because you feel a lack of it. Save it more so because you're being responsible. And you're going to invest it. You have a plan with it. Different mindsets with that. Tapping into your childlike energy is going to help you stop overindulging. If you have a child, play with your child. Spend time with your child. Do creative projects with your child. If you don't, then do things the child you like to do. Did the child version of yourself like to draw? Did they like to dance? Did they like to sing? What did they like to do? Start doing that again. This is going to help you also stay in the moment. Yeah, you guys are in a forceful, non-trusting energy right now. But this higher version of yourself has grown so much. This is also about working hard again. An investment. How you be spending your time? How you be using your time? I'm hearing that song, Ariana Grande. You be so worried about mine. Can't even get you some mine. Be careful where you're spending your time and your energy into. If it doesn't benefit you, don't do it. In some way, if it does not benefit you, don't do it. If you know that scrolling isn't going to benefit you, anything but a short-term fake high, then it's not benefiting you. So just don't do it. That's just an example, right? This version of you does not do anything unless it benefits them in some way. And that's not even in a selfish way, you know what I mean? Like, of course, this version of you is generous and helps people. But you're not going to hang out with that loser person and let them take your energy. This version of you doesn't do that. You'll help people that help you, you know what I mean? You're very cautious about your time and your energy. This version of you knows that you do become who you hang around. It doesn't matter if you're easily influenced or not, because energy transfers. It's been proven that we have an aura and that we have a bubble of energy that like comes out. So other people have that too, right? And if you're next to someone, sitting next to someone, your energies are mixing. So yeah, it does matter who you hang around. It does matter who you are dating. All of it does matter. This version of yourself does realize that. This version of you has achieved emotional stability, luxury, and gratitude. This version of you, I feel like they travel. This version of you feels content where they are. So this is what you need to work on. Feeling content where you are now. Some of you are not happy where you are now. And that's the problem. You need to be grateful for everything. Even if you have to lie to yourself at first, do what you have to do to program your mind to feel grateful. Because if you give out that vibration of feeling grateful, feeling like you have everything you need, you're going to attract that in. This version of you has money that they invest into their beauty, skincare. They take care of their skincare. They may do things like that. They keep up their appointments on their looks, whatever makes them feel confident. And that attracts more in for them as well. Because how you feel matters. Remember, you're also could be speaking things into existence. So be careful what you speak with emotion. Because words are spells. We call it spelling for a reason. And if you're emotionally tied up and saying things that you don't want, you're creating that. So a big example that I see a lot with clients is they're accusing their boyfriends of cheating and they're all emotionally charged up about it. You're going to end up pushing him away. And then you could create him being with someone else, which is your fear. That's just an example. It's just something I see a lot, right? And another thing is when bad things happen, don't automatically start thinking the worst or feeling all these negative emotions. Think, well, this is all going to get worked out. It's already working out for me. I know there's already things happening for me to work this out. That's more of the mindset you need. Maybe things do feel like they're falling apart. No, they're falling together. That's the mindset you need to have. Changing your perspective. Instead of thinking, I have to do these things, you could also just change your perspective into, I get to do these things. Some people don't get to do dishes because they don't have dishes. So yeah, let's leave that there. Let's go to the last pile, pile 3. Pile 3. This version of you is extremely aligned with love. You love life. You love everything about life. You love everyone. You don't have resentment towards anyone. You love your mom. You love your dad. You love your ex. Not in love, but you love everyone. You don't have resentment. You don't have grudges. That doesn't mean you have to let people back into your life. But you send all these people love, even the people that hurt you, and you mean it. You love these people and you wish the best for them, even if that means you don't talk to them anymore. Forgiving doesn't always mean letting people back in. Okay? This can sometimes mean loving people from a distance. This version of you loves everybody, though. You love yourself fully. You love your life fully. If you're feeling like things are blocked or not coming in, that's why. You could have hate for something. You could hate your body, hate yourself on some level, hate your father, hate the abuser. Even if you have to lie and tell yourself you love them, that is what you need to do to align with love. Because eventually it won't be a lie. It will become true. You know, if Creator, if Source is all loving and loves us all, if you align with that, you're going to create your life quicker. That's why they say forgiving people isn't for them, it's for you. That's so true. This version of you, for one, they have multiple sources of income. And two, they have manifested several things they wanted into their reality. Some of you have anger problems, but you may not want to admit that to yourself. Because some of you may hold it in. But yeah, you get angry. But why? Usually anger isn't usually anger. It's sadness. And it's a defense mechanism. You know, that's the thing here. Yeah, you guys cover up. You use anger is a cover up or defense mechanism to other feelings. Not feeling good enough, sadness, feeling unseen. So if you just realize that, your whole life will change as well. If you really sit and think, wait, what am I really actually feeling right now? Oh yeah, I'm not angry. I'm this. And then you say the opposite. If you're feeling unworthy and you realize that, like, wait, I'm not angry at all. I'm just feeling unworthy right now. This person triggered my feelings of unworthiness. You know what? I am worthy. I'm worthy. And you just say the opposite, boom. Your whole reality is changing. And they actually use this in EMDR therapy, guys. So this is scientifically backed up. That's a real technique that you can use to change your brain. So this version of yourself is good at doing that. And they're telling you to do that to create your reality better. This also helps you control your emotions and coming out of character. Yeah, look, this version of you is very emotionally balanced. If you guys have some type of mood disorder, personality disorder, that's like very well managed or controlled from doing this technique. Of course, not all of you have mood disorders or personality disorders, so only take that if it resonates. This version of you also doesn't feel like they need material things to be happy. And that's what attracts the material things to them. This version of you feels free and excited for what the day brings. And it's very inspiring to other people around you. You're actually healing a lot of people around you, especially your family. I feel like you've healed a lot in your DNA. Some of you might want to do, for my females, males too, but there's a different word for the males. My females, you need a womb cleansing. You need to cleanse out your womb. My males, you may need to cleanse out, you know, that chakra in that area. Yeah. This person, this version of you has found peace. Truly feels peaceful. And whatever setbacks they have, they see the lesson in it. They see the greater cause for it all. They also forgave themselves. Some of you have a grudge on yourself that you don't realize. And some of you might be blaming yourself for something that like wasn't even truly your fault. And this version of yourself realizes that. And this version of you truly believes in yourself. If you feel like you're aiming too high for what you want, you're not. You have to truly believe it. This version of you also has a great relationship with your family. And again, another card of peace, feeling patient, not feeling in a rush. This version of yourself is mindful. Okay? You find meaning in everything. You're more slow moving. You're not in a rush. Which I think is giving you more peace. So if you guys notice yourself rushing with things, just remind yourself to slow down. Like, hey, I don't need to be rushing right now. Even if you're late for work, me rushing in the car is only going to get me there 2 minutes earlier. So I need to not rush and raise my cortisol levels. You know what I mean? So, like I said, this version of you has multiple sources of income. I don't think a lot of people in this pile are wanting fame. I think you're wanting just a simple life. You just don't want to struggle. If that doesn't sound like you, then it may not be your pile. But I'm thinking that's what it is for most people. But also this version of you has a lot of knowledge. A lot of occult knowledge. A lot of knowledge just in general about things. And you enjoy sharing that with like-minded people or people that are just open. You read a lot of books, so that might be something you want to get into. You may have even written your own book, this version of you. You have a different group of people that you're around. You're around more wealthy people, more emotionally stable people. So if that doesn't sound like the people you're around now, slowly start changing your circle. I do feel like for a lot of you, this version of yourself is married. But you end up getting that way from feeling love already. You feel loved already. You feel happy already. So therefore you attract that in. You know what I mean? And it does feel like you have your own home. Some of you may have a job that you really enjoy. It's something you manifested. Some of you is from working from home. And others of you, it's your partner's the breadwinner and you get to kind of chill more. That could be something that's in tune for you in the future, possibly. Or what you do just doesn't feel like you're working. It feels like you love what you do so much. It just feels like you're having fun. So you somehow manifested that for yourself. I feel like you've done a lot of scripting to get there. Scripting is writing things that you want to happen in present tense, like they're already happening. Okay. This version of you also isn't scared of future events happening. It's like you controlled that. You figured out a way to control that. You may have started meditating. You may have started eating better, fasting from time to time. You take better care of your health and what you put in your body. So I hope this helped everyone. Give me a thumbs up if so. See you guys next video. Bye.